Dear students, today I am going to discuss industrial drives and application module 3. In that we are going to discuss about that topic starting, braking and transient analysis of induction motor. Uh, so the induction motor, how to start the induction motor? For that we need some arrangements with respect to load requirements and the supply voltage, match of the supply voltage. So according to that, the motor should produce enough starting torque and also it should draw very less current from the supply. The motor should draw less current from the supply, and the starting magnitude should be such that it does not cause any overheating of your windings, machine windings, and also does not produce any dip in the source voltage. And during starting of the induction motor, generally the motor draws 5 to 7 times rated current, okay, later current. And the load torque during starting of the motor, the load motor torque inertia also not large. The starting of the induction motor drive process is over few seconds, and therefore the motor temperature does not exceed the permission level. All those things we have to consider, and according to that we have to arrange the induction motor, how to start the induction motor. And also one more thing, the induction motor, in induction motor the torque is directly proportional to V square. Torque is directly proportional to V square. And already we know in the basics we have studied a star connected load, delta connected load. If you take in delta connection, in delta connected load, your this one your line voltage will be is equal to your base voltage. Okay, your line voltage will be is equal to base voltage, means that your voltage is very high. Okay, so voltage high means your torque is also high, so that the current which is drawing in delta connection, I am telling about the delta connection, your line voltage will be is equal to phase voltage. So your voltage is very high, and so the torque is also high. Okay, torque is also high. And your this one, the current which is drawing from the motor, the current which is drawing from the motor is also very high. Okay, means that in order to produce high torque we need to connect star winding. Okay, we need to connect star winding induction motor in delta connections. Okay, so we need to connect star winding delta connection. And here we know that I is equal to V pace. I is equal to V pace divided by 2. Okay, I is equal to V pace divided by 2, which is very high. Okay, in star connection. In star connection, this is the disadvantages. Here, our main aim is to decrease the starting current and increase the starting torque. Okay, decrease the starting current and increase the decrease the starting current and increase the starting torque. Okay, because initially when the motor starts, if the motor draws high current from the supply, it will damage the windings. It will damage the windings. So we have to avoid that situation. Okay, so so that we are going to adapt one method, that is star delta starter. We are going to adapt one method, star delta starter. And here in this induction, the induction motor should be connected in delta connection. Okay, in at starting the Y connection, at starting the Y connection, that is phase voltage. Your phase voltage will be is equal to your line voltage divided by root 3 times. Okay, line voltage will be root 3 times. Now the starting current will be given as in the star delta starter. If you use star delta starter, your phase voltage will be is equal to line voltage divided by root 3 times, and your starting current will be is equal to V divided by VPH. Starting current will be is equal to VPH divided by ZSC. ZSC is nothing but your short circuit impedance. Okay, short circuit impedance. And this short circuit impedance, the short circuit impedance, how we are going to short circuit impedance of the rotor circuit. Okay, how the short circuit impedance is nothing but here this is nothing but your rotor resistance, so rotor reactance, and the equivalent circuit will be like this. Okay, the equivalent circuit will be like this. and this is nothing but your R2, and this is nothing but your X2. This is the short circuit equivalent circuit of the rotor circuit, and this is nothing but your R2 into 1 minus S, R2 into 1 minus S. Here at starting your speed will be 0. At starting your speed will be 0. Okay, at starting your speed will be 0, and then your slip S will be is equal to, you know that slip S is equal to synchronous difference between the synchronous speed and the rotor speed divided by ns. This value will be is equal to 1 because your starting speed will be equal to 0, so your S will be is equal to ns minus n divided by ns equal to 1. So the resistance, this resistance R2 into 1 minus S will be negligible. That's why this ZSC is said to be short circuit rotor impedance, and this short circuit rotor impedance will be given by ZSC is equal to R2 plus you will have only these two impedances, that is resistance and the reactance. Okay, that is resistance and reactance. And I said here the starting current will be is equal to Vps divided by root 3 into ZSC. Okay, starting current will be is equal to root 3 Vps divided by root 3 into ZSC. Suppose if the motor is delta connected, okay, if the motor is delta connected, otherwise we can call it as the DOL method, that is dual starting method. Here we are not going to use any starter. So if the motor is delta connected means then your V pace will be is equal to line voltage, your pace voltage. If the motor is delta connected means we know that your line voltage will be is equal to pace voltage. Your line voltage will be is equal to pace voltage, and so that your starting current will be is equal to V divided by ZSC. So if you see the line current at starting, the line current will be root 3 times V divided by ZSC. If you take ratio between the star to delta connection, you will get 1 by 3. You will get 1 by 3. So that here your torque is also is equal to 1 by 3. Okay. So next, how to reduce the starting current means by using star to delta connection, we are going to reduce the starting current. So in order to increase the torque, this is about your starting of your what is that? Induction motor. Next, we will see the braking of the induction motor. So here we are having different methods for the braking of the induction motor: regenerative braking, plugging or reverse voltage braking, and again the dynamic braking is further classified into AC dynamic braking, self-excited braking, DC dynamic braking, and zero sequence braking, etc. Okay, the regenerative braking means here the power input to the induction motor is Pin is equal to 3 into VIS cos pi s. That is nothing but the power input to the induction motor, and here pi s is nothing but your phase angle between the stator voltage, stator phase voltage and stator phase current. Okay, the pi s is nothing but your stator voltage and your stator phase current, phase angle between. If for motoring operation, if the motoring operation means your the phase difference will be less than 90 degree, then it is a motoring operation. If the phase angle is greater than 90 degree, then it is said to be the regenerative braking operation. Okay, so the rotor speed during motoring operation, your rotor speed becomes greater than the synchronous speed. Okay, and in braking operation, your magnetizing current is required to produce air gap flux, which is obtained from the source. So this shows the braking operation, regenerative braking operation of your induction motor. So if the phase angle between your current and voltage is less than 90 degree, then we can call it as motoring operation. If the phase angle between your current and voltage is greater than 90 degree, then we can call it as a regenerative braking. Okay, so thank you students. This is about your starting and braking of your induction motor. Thank you students.